So,
Okay, let's move on to these arm wrestling matches you've been having, Bob. I've
yeah.
noticed them on YouTube. You've had arm wrestling matches against Fedor, Alistair Overeem. You
Yes.
know, how did this all come about?
Mark Hunt, we got to remember Mark Hunt.
You had Mark Hunt too? I didn't even know that. Mark
Yeah.
Hunt too? Wow.
Yes.
How did this come about, Bob?
You know, in Japan, and they want to see for Japan, the entire MMA is actually a combination of everything from mixed martial arts on how you handle your defenses, how you proceed forward in the media, and how you display this craft of art among the masses. And that entails everything. That can entail cooking. How are you able to cook on this schedule and keep your lean muscle mass and keep yourself injury free? How are you able to enjoy anything from even arm wrestling or video games? How are you able to do that and still have and guess what? In Japan, they actually will pay you for it and enjoy watching you for it because they respect what you're doing, and that's what they've done. So now I've actually was able to do this. That's the second time I was on that show, and I ended up getting first both times for 2 years in a row. And for me, that's kind of my dedication to Gary Goodrich, because he was so great at doing that arm wrestling. And so that kind of I said, what better arms to kind of to fill and to really enjoy. And that's how I was able to make the decision to do even the arm wrestling. And I actually spoke to Gary about it, and we had a great time and a great laugh. And I think he actually did a little bit of arm wrestling right after I did that last show, and which I went against one of the best MMA fighters ever in the history, Fedor, Emelianenko Fedor.
Yeah. He wasn't going down without a fight. He was fighting on. He wasn't
He
happy
was.
when he lost.
If you see him, he actually literally almost bent his entire wrist
Yeah.
over. So he was going nowhere. He really had to pull his hand out of there. That's how dedicated he was. And so he even made that decision. He was like, well, there's no need for me to break my wrist. But he took it to the point to where he pushed the threshold as far in as well as medically and financially and physically, it was worth the damage or the assessment for him to do. Okay, so he even used some common sense on that. You know what I'm saying? So did he stay in there and say, "Let Bob break my wrist"? No. And should he? No. That's so stupid.
So you're the champion right now. You're the arm wrestling champion.
I am 2 years in a row, arm wrestling
awesome.
champion all over.
Are you going to try and make it free?
It's a great question, and they're asking me about it, and next year we'll just have to wait and see if the Beast is still gonna be doing some of that arm wrestling. I really have a great time and just really enjoying Japan and doing everything there is in Japan and really around the world. So I'm having decided to even have more even more great time, a funner time, a bester time. This is just it's the best, and and along with that is, hey, I get to really enjoy the hard work that I put in. This is true relaxation, true peace on every level, and I've managed to achieve this, and that's really from all the great fans and great support and all of that wonderful stuff. There's, and you know what, and if it's so easy to do, any MMA fighter, let's say if you get over there and have this, let's see if you can establish a record that's either winning or losing, just to total up my losses for MMA. Let's see if anyone's able to do that, and I'm sure you're going to see that very few, if anybody's going to be able to do it.
Well, you have a huge fan base over in Japan. You mentioned it before. You've done wrestling over there. You've done sumo. You've, the arm wrestling now. You're literally a superstar in Japan.
Yeah, and you know what? And that brand, and what's so funny is that brand actually brings me all around the world. And so I am known as Bob the Beast, who is famous in Japan, and I am fine with that. And that takes me all around the world, and I'll wear that with honor, you know. And I always say, hey, it's in everybody's DNA is Japanese because we all bleed red. So I enjoy it, and I love it, and it's quite funny, right? Because I'm African American over here from America, and I am known for being famous in Japan. I've done Hollywood movies. I'm still known for being famous in Japan. I've won and lost fights. I'm known for being famous in Japan. Mike Tyson says, hey, I want to fight Bob Sapp. I'm known for being famous in Japan. There is nothing that is in my soul, that is in my DNA, that's going to be there forever. Okay, so that's never leaving, and that's just how it goes. And you know what? And guess what? Japan is ready for anybody like that. And you got to drop that hate in order to do it. So if you're following, Ariel to whatever, go ahead.